Olivia Wilde is clearly not buying what Jason Sudeikis said after that incredibly awkward moment. You remember she was back in April at CinemaCon introducing the movie that she directed.
And they sandbagged her.
And she was served with child custody papers.
She thought this was a script of some sort, and she looks at it and she realizes, oh, crap, this is a child custody thing.
Right.
She ended up, by the way, winning this battle, we should say, that if you remember, this was about Jason Sudeikis wanted the child custody hearing to be held in New York, but the reality is none of them live in New York. He was thinking, well, maybe I'm going to move there, but they don't live there. They live in L.A., and that's why she filed in L.A., and then there was a battle, and the reason he served her there was because he wanted to get this thing moved to New York. And ultimately, both judges on both coasts said, Olivia's right. So she won that battle, but it was really embarrassing for her.
Excellent color. But what happened here is that, you remember, Jason also denied, he said, look, I didn't intend for that to happen that way.
He said it was horrified.
He was horrified when he saw it. But now, based on what Olivia is saying, I don't think she buys that at all. She said, I hated that this nastiness distracted from the work of so many different people, and the studio that I was up there representing, to try to sabotage that was really vicious, but I had a job to do. I'm not easily distracted. But, you know, sadly, it was not something that was entirely surprising to me. I mean, there's a reason I left that relationship.
Well, that says it all.
Yeah, you guys. So she just did this interview with Variety. She's on the cover. And she is explicitly saying that she thought this was on purpose and that it was, quote, vicious. She said, I was at my workplace here. The fact that this process server was able to infiltrate the venue and to get past security and all the COVID protocols that had to go, that basically were in place for somebody to actually be there in person. In her mind, that means that Jason Sudeikis and or this process server went to incredible lengths to plan this. She says it was sabotage. She was trying to sabotage me. And it's ugly. I mean, she also goes so far to say is that, you know what, though, it's actually not that surprising. There's a reason I left that relationship. So just a personal shot at Jason there.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it's just this ongoing saga. Like you guys noted, she did end up winning that little custody battle, and she'd already been telegraphing this, that she thought it was on purpose. Now she's hitting that point home with this interview, and it's really, it's nasty. It's a nasty, still very nasty public split for them.
This was not just a turf war over where this is going to be decided, where the custody, because they haven't resolved it yet. It is going to be resolved in L.A., but it sounds like, what I'm hearing, because I've done a little digging on this, is that she wants to live at least a good chunk of the time in England because she's obviously with Harry Styles.
Yeah.
So the kids would be living in England. He supposedly wants to come back to New York. So they're going to have a real turf war over who gets the kids and when, but it sounds very, very personal.
Hey guys, this is Malik Devontae out of Washington, D.C., and I would have to say divorces make people turn very ugly. Hopefully they work their difficulties out for the children's sake, but yeah, I honestly have to say that was not a good move for Jason.
You know what's really interesting about this is that he has such goodwill because of Ted Lasso.
Right.
And that, you know, the image he cast was such a positive, happy image. Sure. And that move on stage really tarnished it.
Really,
even though he says, I had nothing to do with it, she's clearly saying he did.
Yeah.
I mean, that clearly believes it.
Indeed.